Remind me, what did we work on yesterday for writing when we were on the carpet towards the end of the school day? Darwin? We worked on the how-to paragraphs 2 days ago. What did we work on yesterday? Right?
Yesterday we were
Okay. So yesterday I said that today and next week we're going to start working on persuasive letter writing. So I did start by saying, or by creating an idea web of what comes to mind when you think of the word persuade. Who can just give me 1 or 2 things that come to mind when you think of the word persuade? David?
change someone's opinion, also change someone's mind.
Change someone's opinion. Change someone's mind about something. And I like that you said opinion. What is an opinion? What's an opinion? Natalie?
An opinion, like the definition of opinion is like a decision that people make. So like for example, if I said, would the class rather have firecracker or a popsicle? Like I'm making
Opinion?
I would be
Okay. So what's another way that I can describe what opinion is? You gave me a good example. You told me, some people might choose a ice pop versus a firecracker popsicle. So that was a good example. Now, but what is opinion?
An opinion is like what someone thinks about you.
Yeah, your feelings about something. So we're going to, for our persuasive letter writing for IMC, we're going to try to convince someone to agree with what we want them to agree with. Okay? So yesterday, I also came up with a little scenario. I said all the other 3rd grade children at Laurel Park are going to go on a field trip to Adventureland. But not my class, because I feel that you should all stay in school that day and complete your schoolwork, because I do not want you to miss out on your schoolwork for that day. Now your job is going to be to convince me otherwise. Convince me, no, Ms. Zavala, we have to be able to go to that field trip. What are some reasons that we discussed yesterday that might possibly make me change my mind about that? I'll take one for now. Ronnie?
I said that if we just go with the work that we were supposed to do that day with the other day, so we would double those things the next time.
Okay, so do the double amount of work before the field trip, so we're not actually missing any schoolwork. Okay. So hands down, I just wanted to quickly review yesterday's scenario, but later on today, you're going to come up with reasons with the person sitting next to you and see if you can convince me otherwise, and maybe I will let you go on that Adventureland field trip. We're going to reread Dear Mr. Pesapane, and you're going to remind me again, what are some things that you noticed from this persuasive letter that Mrs. Colette's class wrote? May 29th. Please make sure you're following along as I'm reading out loud. Dear Mr. Pesapane, our class feels that the 3rd grade should have a longer lunch period because we need more time to eat our lunch. We usually have only 10 or 15 minutes to eat. If we have to wait in line for lunch, it is even shorter. Many people don't get to finish their food or they eat too quickly. If we had more time, we wouldn't feel hungry later or get cramps from eating too fast. A longer lunch period would not only give us more time to eat, it would also give us more time for recess. By the time we get outside for recess after we eat, there is barely enough time to get a game together. It is hard for us to get all of our energy out. This makes it hard for us to concentrate and sit still in class. Unlike the younger grades, we only get one recess a day. That's not fair. We need more time to exercise too. We would learn better and focus on our learning more easily if we had more time to play. Our bodies would be healthier too. Don't you agree? We urge you to make more time for our lunch period. Maybe you can schedule it an extra 5 or 10 minutes before and after that period. That wouldn't cut into our learning too much. Another idea is that our teachers can make sure that we leave our classrooms a couple of minutes earlier so that we get to the cafeteria right on time. Please take a few days and think about our request. We appreciate any way that you can help us. Sincerely, Mrs. Colette's class. What are some things that we noticed yesterday about this persuasive letter to Mr. Pesapane? What did you notice, lady?
I noticed that it had complete sentences.
There were complete sentences. It was nicely written. Matthew?
That they wanted a longer lunch break and a longer recess break.
And was that in the beginning? Was that statement in the beginning, the middle, or the end of this letter? In the beginning, it was the first sentence. Our class feels that the 3rd grade should have a longer lunch period because we need more time to eat our lunch. So we know the purpose of the letter, and in the beginning, they stated their opinion. What else did we notice? Kaylee?
It's a friend you know.
It is written in a letter format. It has a date. What else did it have?
Capital letters.
Beginning with capital letters, and the proper nouns do have capital letters. What else does a letter have?
It says dear
Mr. Pesky. So it has the, what's that part called?
the greeting.
The greeting. What else did it have? Date, greeting,
Period.
periods at the end. Natalie?
Can I answer her?
Sure.
She was missing the body.
The body.
And I forgot the last. And can I, something
The
that
closing of the signature, sorry.
something that I noticed yesterday was that just in the first sentence, they wrote their feelings, like what they felt.
Yeah, their feelings, their opinions is in the first sentence.
Miss
Our
Tommy
class
says,
feels that
"Thank
the
you,
3rd grade should have a longer lunch period because, what else did we notice about just the very beginning? Darwin?
Details, punctuations.
There was details.
Also, that they made sure to write who it was from.
Yeah, the closing and the signature was there as well. Ronnie, anything else you noticed?
They gave examples why they should have a longer lunch.
They gave reasons or examples on why they should have a longer lunch period. Well, 2 more. David?
In the beginning, they gave details, and like this is in letter form. It has a beginning, a body, a signature, and closing.
You got it.
Also in the middle, it says they give reasons why they don't. And in paragraph 2, they give reasons, like this one. If we had more time, we wouldn't feel hungry, late, or cramped. From 80 to fast.
Yeah, so the reasons were right there in the middle. The body of the letter includes reasons that will make sense to the audience or to the reader. Adrian? I'm sorry? Yep, you're right. They made sure, probably, hopefully, before handing in the letter, that they started all complete sentences with capitalization and with punctuation. One more, what else did we notice about their verbs, action words, all these important things that we need to have in sentences. Anything, what was my last one?
It supports the writer's opinion.
It does support the writer's opinion, and that was the reasons. They made sure to include the reasons and the details to help the writer convince the principal of that. So now, I'm going to show you a graphic organizer because all great writers have to make sure that their writing is organized. And in order to do that, they use a graphic organizer because you don't want to go out of order. Kaylee, can you turn off one light, please? So I'm going to give you a minute to take a look at what's on the board in front. Okay? And I want you to tell me what you notice about this. Your eyes need to be looking in front, please. And tell me what you notice about this My Persuasive Letter Graphic Organizer. What do you notice about this, Natalie?
Something that I noticed about this graphic organizer is that it's like saying they have, for reasons, they have detail, they put their audience, and they put what they, like, they're feeling that what they would want. I like how actually they put two details and they put a reason. And at the end it says positive solution, adding more time to a period.
Possible solutions. Yeah, you got it. Now, where do you think this all came from or went to?
I think it came from the person for friendly letter.
The persuasive letter, yes. So we had a whole class, probably just like my class here, students who worked together, they organized their writing, and then they wrote the letter. So who did we find out Mr. Pesapane is?
We found out that Mr. Pesapane is the principal.
He's the principal of that school. And now what was their position statement?
It was to have a longer lunch period.
We would like a longer lunch period. Let me see if they actually wrote that in their beginning. Dear Mr. Pesapane, that's the audience. Our class feels that the third grade should have a longer lunch period because we need more time to eat our lunch. Did the writers put that in the very beginning?
Yes.
They did. Now what else do you notice about this graphic organizer? Lady?
They did it in order.
They did it in order. And that's what great writers do. That's how we plan it out in a graphic organizer first. They got their reasons. And not only one, but two details to support. Because remember, we need as many reasons and details to try to convince our reader or our audience what we need to try to convince them or change their mind. Okay? And at the end, we also notice the possible solutions. And the possible solution is add more time to the period, get to lunch exactly on time. Did that come towards the end of the writing?
Yes.
It did. Please take a few days and think about our request. We want to try to convince you to change your mind. So, you probably, this is all filled out. But before it was filled out, it was blank. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to fill one out so you can try to convince me. Listen, Ms. Zavala, you should let our class go to Adventureland as a field trip because, and you will let me know why. We're going to plan this together. So what we're going to do, you're not going to write anything. All I want you to do is that in your group, you're going to think of reasons to get me to change my mind. So for this, for the field trip scenario that we talked about yesterday, who's your audience? Who is this letter going to? It's going to me. You're not copying anything down. This is just an example. So Ms. Zavala, and she is the teacher. Now, what's your opinion? What are you trying to persuade me to do with the field trip scenario? What are you trying to persuade me to do? David?
We're trying to persuade you to take us to adventure.
So, how can I write that in a sentence? Your position statement. We would like
We would like to go to adventure.
We would like to go to the field trip. To adventure. You're not copying this down, okay? You're not doing anything with your pencil right now, okay? So, I will be receiving this letter, and your job is to try to convince me why I should let you go on that field trip, okay? So now you and the person next to you, the person across from you, I want you to take 2 minutes to come up with some reasons that you think will help me change my mind. You're going to work in your groups. Come up with reasons as a group to try to convince me why I should let you go to that field trip with the other third graders. Yeah, I'm going to give you boys and girls 2 minutes to talk with the people in your groups. Maybe if you come up with the details to support that, I might just change my mind. Who would like to volunteer to tell us some of the reasons? Remember, you're trying to convince me, make me change my mind about letting you go on that field trip to Adventureland with the rest of the third grade students. What could you tell me that might convince me? Angelina?
Half of the work you do giving us the whole day after the field trip and then the other after the class.
Okay, because I did say that I didn't want you boys and girls to miss out any of the schoolwork. So maybe you can do some of the schoolwork after when we come back, or double up like Ronnie had mentioned earlier. Okay. Good idea. Any other suggestions? Any other reasons? Lady?
You can try your best at school.
Maybe if you're trying your best at school, this might be a reward. Maybe that might convince me if you're doing all of your schoolwork, you're paying attention, volunteering. Okay, that's a good one too. Matthew?
We go to the field trip and we do some of the work there, and when we do another ride, we do another work and then another.
Okay, so take our work on the field trip with us so we won't be missing any schoolwork.
When you do one, if you do one ride, then when you're done, do one math, then another, and then another.
Okay, taking turns. Get on a ride, come off it, do some schoolwork. Natalie?
Maybe if like the field trip is in, for example, if we're in January and the field trip is in May, maybe we could try our best in reading groups and try to level up so we don't have to go to reading lab and math lab. Because sometimes when they leave and we're doing a full class thing, we have to stop and do something else because they're not here to learn all together.
Oh, okay. That's a good suggestion. You had also in your group said something else about...
I said that maybe we could go to learn about technology because machines like roller coasters. I heard that how do they start if they don't work with a machine? Because each roller coaster has a machine. Because then they can't stop or start. So basically, we would be learning about technology.
Oh, so maybe we can take a field trip to learn about technology, and when we come back to school, we can write what we learned. Maybe our focus is all about roller coasters. And that could be a report. We just finished our informational writing. That's a good suggestion. One more, Brian?
When you go to a restaurant, have like one of the workers gonna work there, and then ask them about the history of the restaurant, and when people back to the restaurant, how like what his lives are, and like what it used to be.
Oh, learn the history of it. And we can. So now what we're gonna do, we all talked about it. Now I just want to write 3 reasons, and then we're going. But you're not copying anything, okay? You're not copying. All you're doing is just we shared our ideas, and now I'm writing them down, okay? So one of them said, field trip can be a reward for doing good work. A reward for good classroom and at-home behavior. What was another reason? Stephen had mentioned. Stephen, can you just quickly tell me what you said so I can write it down? Learn and go to Adventureland to learn about magnetic force. And I only have room for one more, so I'll just one more. Ronnie?
Instead of doing double work or triple work, we could do 4th work. So like we're doing 4 things because we could like ask questions about how the roller coasters work, and then we learn 2 things the next day, and then we have groups, so three things in a day, 3 things a day.
So now how can I write that? Remember, I only have a little bit of space, so a third reason to help me, to convince me to go. Learn about machines. We can go there to learn, and then when we come back, we can write a report.
I like the idea of these expressions of research to help you do writing and learning.
Research for writing.
We just were writing on Adventureland.
On maybe the history of Adventureland. Maybe, what else did you have mentioned, Ronnie?
How the roller coasters work.
How they operate, how the roller coasters operate. So I'm going to stop right there. All I wanted you to see is that who the audience was, which is me. I'm the person who's going to read your persuasive letter. Your position statement, your feelings. What are you trying to convince me of? And 3 reasons. That might work. I might just change my mind. Now what you're going to do is open up the notebook where you have the 3 topics that you work on for your own persuasive letter writing. Yes, I'll get to that. So now you're going to pick one, circle it, circle one of your topics that you have written in your notebook earlier, and you're only going to fill in the top part of your organizer. Who are you trying to convince? Who is your audience for the one topic that you just circled? And what is your statement? What do you want to convince your reader to do? Brian Cruz? You need a new paper? Okay. I'm going to give you boys and girls 4 minutes. And then I'll ask some volunteers to share. So for now, I want you to do just one, and then if we have time, we can go. Okay? So which one do you want to pick? You want to get a machine? Yeah. Well, want. What kind of machine do you need? So, what about get you an Apple Watch? What do you think should get you an Apple Watch? Who is this for?
Have an idea?
Okay. Raise your hand if you're
Okay,
doing
so you're
the
going to put it in here. Who's your audience? Mom and Dad?
I need a new paper because I wrote.
Dad, Mom. Get more stuff from Dad than Mom? Yeah. Love it. Here's 2.
Okay. And what should she do in GameStop? So who's this for? Is this for mom? Mom? So she's your audience. Mom is your audience because she's the one you're writing this letter to. And now, what's your statement? What are you trying to...
I'm Mrs. though, she's Miss. That's a good one too. There's a lot of good ones.
Statement. I would like some of us to share ours or yours. When I call your name, I would like for you to bring it up. And all we're looking for is just your audience, who your persuasive letter is going to, and your position statement. Okay? Sophia, you can bring yours on. Okay, so who is your audience? Okay, and what's your statement, your position statement? Okay. So now I'm wondering what reasons you can come up with to try to convince your dad that you need to buy you that Apple Watch. Ronnie? All right, Ronnie. Who is your audience?
Mr. Snow.
And what's your position statement?
My position statement is for him to buy a seesaw to put on the playground.
Oh, that would be fun. We already have swings and we have slides. That would be fun to have a seesaw there. Natalie? So Natalie, who's going to be your audience for your persuasive letter? Okay, it's going to be me. And what are you going to try to convince me of?
I would like you to take me to your house.
I can't wait to find out those reasons why I should take you to my house. Thank you. So hands down, you boys and girls did a really good job. So all we did today was we reviewed what persuasive letter writing is, what we noticed. Also, you selected your topic, and we started to plan out our audience and our position statement, okay? Next time we're going to do our reasons, and we're going to add the details, okay? You can start putting these in your writing folder and put away your writing notebooks.
Always perfect. Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.